In case you didn't watch the full video about EVE Air Mobility from June called Going Beyond Just the eVTOL Overlooked Urban Air Mobility Company EVE Air Mobility, here's a quick recap. It's an aerospace company focused on developing an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, eVTOL, eVTOL, and the Urban Air Mobility, UAM ecosystem. This includes eVTOL development, services and AMP, support solutions like TechCare and Vector, and an urban air traffic management system. Since EVE is pre-revenue, financial results primarily reflect costs associated with the program's development cycle. In the second quarter of 2025, EVE reported a net loss of $64.7 million compared to $36.4 million in the same quarter of 2024. The increase in net loss was driven mainly by higher R&D expenses, which were $45.7 million in Q2 2025 versus $36.3 million in Q2 2024. R&D efforts intensified with advancements in eVTOL development, including purchasing parts, assembling the first full-scale prototype, and increased engineering engagement with Embraer under the Master Service Agreement. Selling, general, and administrative (SG&A) expenses increased to $8.2 million in Q2 2025 from $5.4 million in Q2 2024, partly due to more employees, higher payroll-related costs, and pre-operating expenses for the production site in Taubaté, Brazil. EVE also recognized a $9.5 million non-cash charge related to the fair value of derivatives. EVE's total cash consumption in Q2 2025 was $56.9 million, and the company had $242.7 million in cash equivalents, and financial investments at the end of Q2 2025. Total liquidity, including undrawn credit lines and a $16.5 million grant, reached $375.5 million. EVE believes this funding is sufficient to support operations through 2026. Significant progress has been made in its urban air mobility program. EVE announced its first binding eVTOL order from Revo for $250 million for 10 EVE 100 aircraft, with options for 40 more. The company has customers in 9 countries for eVTOLs, 8 countries for TechCare services, and 10 countries for its Vector platform. EVE's pre-order book is approximately 2,800 aircraft, valued at $14 billion, with potential revenue of $1.6 billion from TechCare and Vector services. EVE targets entry into service by 2027. It also showcased design refinements to the EVE 100 aircraft, including a wheeled taxiing gear option, a more aerodynamic wing, and a new rotor configuration with fixed-pitch, 4-blade lifters. A full-scale prototype is being prepared for its first flight in late 2025 or early 2026. EVE has partnerships with major aerospace suppliers like Nidec, BAE Systems, and Honeywell. The company outlined key milestones for 2025, including aligning the certification plan with aviation authorities, initial production of the certification prototype, and preparing manufacturing and testing facilities.